Hello everyone, a big welcome to the next session on Statistics and Probability Masterclass, the foundation for data science interviews. Trust me guys, if you are preparing for the data science domain, then in the interviews this is highly expected, which would be covering probability, statistics, basics, then statistical inference, hypothesis testing, one of the most important topics, A/B testing, again one of the highly asked topics, and business case studies. Okay, so guys, I would be starting with one of the interviews and one of the reports from Harvard written by John A. Paulson School of Engineering and Applied Sciences that is online available. I just want you to read certain important information regarding the history of data science, how actually they have defined data science. See, data science is often considered the intersection between statistics and computer science because its history is rooted between these two fields and they share many of the common principles. And what next they have written in 1974, Peter Nor, a computer science pioneer, introduced the term data science in his book Concise Survey of Computer Methods as an alternative to computer sciences. Whereas in 1997, very important, Jeff Wu called for statistics to be renamed as data science and statisticians to be renamed as data scientists. दोस्तों, डेटा साइंटिस्ट वर्ड आने से पहले जो वर्ड बहुत कॉमनली यूज किया जाता था उन प्रोफेशनल्स के लिए, वो वर्ड क्या था? दैट वाज स्टैटिस्टिशियंस. डेटा साइंस को स्टैटिस्टिशियंस हम मतलब डेटा साइंटिस्ट को हम स्टैटिस्टिशियंस बोला करते थे. सो इट वाज कन्वर्जेंस ऑफ स्टैटिस्टिक्स एंड कंप्यूटर साइंस coupled with technological advances that paved the way for modern data science. तो दोस्तों, अगर आप कभी भी इन इंटरव्यूज के लिए प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो दैट इज रिलेटेड टू डेटा साइंस डोमेन, तो आपको 110% मान लीजिए कि क्वेश्चंस रिलेटेड टू बेसिक डेटा साइंसेस आने वाले हैं. एंड दोस्तों, मेरे पास एक कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव लिस्ट है फॉर ऑल द क्वेश्चंस जो कि मैंने ट्रस्टेड प्लेटफॉर्म से एक्यूमुलेट किया है. आई वुड जस्ट लाइक टू शो यू वन ऑफ दोस लिस्ट दैट आई हैव एक्चुअली गैदर्ड. तो दोस्तों, अगर मैं यहां से शुरू करता हूं the interview questions that I have gathered, and if we see regarding the statistics, देखिए certain questions no जहां पर इन्होंने स्टार्ट किया है 80% of ML candidates get rejected because they can't answer these questions. One of the questions जहां पर he has specifically specified is Bayes theorem and naive Bayes classifier. Let us leave this naive Bayes classifier, but Bayes theorem, one of the very important topics of statistics. Then let us see again. Yes, data scientist at Google CTC mentioned interview questions easy to hard. In the easy level questions, you can see what is central limit theorem, what is p-value, what is expectation maximization algorithm. Then next, let us see the top interview questions for data science. You can see statistics, inference, common pitfalls. What exactly are the common pitfalls? If a test is statistically significant, p is less than equal to 0.05, does that mean that result is practically meaningful? Second question, why do we say fail to reject the null instead of accept the null? What is Simpson's paradox and how can it mislead the interpretation? How can a confidence interval help in decision making in more than a single p-value? What happened to type 1 and type 2 errors when you increase the sample size? A lot of questions, guys, a lot of questions are actually asked, which are highly asked in the data science domain interviews. Then, how does model performance differ in A/B testing compared to offline validation? Then, if two features are highly correlated, should you always drop one? Why or why not? Again, one of the data science interview questions. Then, then basic statistics and probability. If you spend 90 days, you can be fully prepared for AI/ML engineer interview. Here is the comprehensive roadmap which I followed. You can follow too in the core concepts, basics of statistics and probability. Yes. Next, how does model performance differ in A/B testing compared to offline validation? So guys, it is high time that you should realize that if you are not able to answer the basics of statistics, it is very difficult for you to survive and enter into these jobs. So guys, let us start with the comprehensive important questions and certain topics that I would be discussing. Okay, so guys, now let us see why statistics is important for data science. See, I would like to tell you very important fact that actually statistics powers every data driven decisions from a single model to the entire product roadmap. Okay, now for example, if you want to understand the data patterns, what exactly you would be using? Either you would be visualizing the spot trends, either you will be visualizing the outliers. You have to visualize relationships hiding in the raw numbers. So for that, you need certain statistical terms based on which you can actually do that comparison. You can actually understand, right? Then if you want to validate business hypothesis, a lot of tests needs to be performed, such as A/B testing, hypothesis testing, and for performing that, after that you need I mean T test, Z test. I mean a number of tests are required. So for validating business hypothesis, that is required. Then if you want to build any reliable ML models, the traditional ML models have a lot of assumptions. Okay, अब फॉर एग्जाम्पल नाउ लेट अस स्टार्ट विद नेव बेस. क्या आपको पता है नेव बेस को बिल्ड करने से पहले, फिट करने से पहले क्या क्या assumptions लिए जाते हैं? You have to assume that models shall be I mean the events are independent. Okay, अब मान लीजिए अगर इंडिपेंडेंट अगर इवेंट्स नहीं है तो देयर यू कांट फिट दैट मॉडल. अगर आपको लीनियर रिग्रेशन मॉडल फिल करना है, जैसे नेव बेस की हमने बात करी, मान लीजिए अगर आपको लीनियर रिग्रेशन मॉडल फिल करना है, देयर यू हैव टू टेक assumption दैट द एरर टर्म्स आर इंडिपेंडेंट ऑफ ईच अदर. आपको रेसिडुअल एनालिसिस को नॉर्मल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन अज्यूम करना पड़ेगा, देन ओनली यू विल बी एबल टू फिट. So that is why for building models, statistical terms are then also there. Also, it is very important. Then if you want to measure uncertainty, तो quantifying the confidence instead of guessing. अब यहाँ पर confidence interval का एक रूल आता है, बहुत बड़ा रूल आता है, जो कि आपको आज नहीं तो कल यार देखना पड़ेगा. Then if you need to optimize products through experiments, so there you have to see that we have to turn opinions into evidence with the data. ओके, तो वहां पर भी आपको स्टैटिस्टिक्स का बहुत बड़ा यूज है. अब अगर हम इंडस्ट्री एप्लीकेशन की बात करें गाइस, तो नेटफ्लिक्स में whenever you design a recommendation system, you need to predict what you will watch next. There exactly statistics is utilized. If you just see the pricing in Amazon, dynamic pricing driven by demand models, there also statistics has a very great use. If you see search ranking in Google, their rank results by relevance at scale, which uses statistical concepts. And in Uber, if you just see demand forecasting, there also predicts rider demands by location, which uses statistical concepts, I mean heavily. So I would say in nutshell, yes, you have to be firm in basic statistical concepts. You should know the basic foundation. Okay, so I would start with the probability and the essentials of the probability, which actually are utilized while building the model, which actually are utilized I mean whenever we have to compare the models and for a lot of I mean business cases. Okay, chaliye, so probability essentials, key concepts. Firstly, probability definition you should know. Then secondly, the meaning of sample space. Okay, secondly, the meaning of sample space. Then what is an event? Then random variables. Okay, then after that, if you are done with the basics of I mean the probability, there addition rule, multiplication rule, and a complement rule highly asked in the interview. So I would say that probability, that is the language of uncertainty. See, wherever you have to guess anything, instead of you can be confident about anything, there probability plays a big role. If I just I mean give you an example in logistic regression model, no, for example in logistic regression model, okay, whenever you predict, the prediction is in terms of probability. The prediction is in terms of probability. So guys, here you can just say it is the language of uncertainty. Wherever you are not sure, but yes, you have the chances of being sure, their probability plays a big role. So interview uses it to see how you reason under ambiguity, shows your steps, not just the answer. So that is how I would say probability plays a big role. Okay, then I would say probability distributions. Now certain distributions should be very clear, highly asked. Okay, Bernoulli. Okay, I'll start with Bernoulli, right? Bernoulli distribution, right? And in real world example, you can just see where, I mean, for example, where we have a binary class data set. Okay, for example, pass and fail. There generally a data follows a Bernoulli distribution. How a Bernoulli distribution looks like. Okay, so you should also have a knowledge of how exactly it looks like. So this is how I mean a Bernoulli distribution looks like. Okay, so right. Correct. Up next, let us see the binomial distribution. Okay, binomial distribution. Then where email opens, I mean you have a data set, no, where I need to classify whether it is a spam or a non-spam data. So there a binomial distribution